Hello everyone and welcome to my channel if you are new. If you're not new, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina and I hope everyone had a great holiday during this time. No matter what you celebrate, I hope you had a good time. December went by like that, and then I realized that I needed to do like this kind of video because it's like the time of year where everyone's kind of doing like a year review of like stuff that they've done or like stuff that has kept them occupied and like rankings. So this is, I guess, my 2020 ranking of music, even though like it's not though. Let me explain. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about music that made me feel a little bit better in 2020 or something like that. I don't know what the title's gonna be, but it's gonna be something like that, okay? I'm gonna talk about albums that came out this year, but also I'm going to talk about albums that I've just been listening to throughout the year that have kept me somewhat sane, because I feel like to overlook those would be kind of rude and disrespectful to the artist, because although the music in 2020 has kept me like feeling a lot better, some albums I'm going to be listing in this video are probably like not from 2020, probably from like years ago. You know, it ranges. Most of them are in 2020 though, so I will be talking about my favorite albums of 2020, but also like it not specifically from 2020. Like it's just albums that I have listened to throughout this year that I am recommending. Okay, I will be turning this into a two-part video because like I realized that I listen to a lot of K-pop, and so this video is just gonna be for people that like aren't into that sort of thing, but also it's gonna be for me because I know that like if I include the K-pop section, this video will be really long, and this section I'm about to tell you guys is already long enough. So this video is gonna be split into two parts. I don't know when the second part's gonna come out because I'm not filming it today, but I'm just gonna try my best. I'm honestly in no rush to do this. Yeah, let's get started. First album I'm gonna be talking about is Miley Cyrus's Plastic Hearts. So my girl Miley, you know, she released this album I think like no less than a few weeks ago, like at the end of November. Like it's only been a few weeks with this album and it has made my life so much better. My 2020 got so much better when this album came out. That's crazy. I was already anticipating it because Miley has been dropping like hits since like the beginning of this year. Not the beginning. When did Midnight Sky come out? I don't remember. Whenever Midnight Sky came out and then like her live covers came out, it's just been going throughout the year. So I was anticipating this album. I knew it was gonna be great, and I was not disappointed. So I'm gonna, while listing these albums, I'm also gonna be like recommending you songs that like you need to listen to. If you're not gonna listen to the whole album, I recommend you listen to the songs I recommend. So the first song on the album is What the Fuck Do I Know. Amazing. What an intro to how the album is. Like I don't think I can describe to you what I felt when this was the first song that played in my ears. I was like, oh, I'm going on a journey. That's what she took me on. She took me on a journey within this whole album. But to start off with that song, like I think it's my favorite. It reminds me of like a Hannah Montana song, but like make it adult. Make it adult. And that's exactly what she did. So What the Fuck Do I Know? I recommend that. Please listen to it. And then Zombie. I'm pretty sure Zombie isn't her song. I'm pretty sure it's a cover of another artist's song that I'm not aware of. However, her cover is excellent. I'm pretty sure it's like a live stage performance. So it's like a live version of the song, but it's excellent. Nightcrawlin' is also a great song. Great. It's one of my most listened to off the album for sure. And then lastly, Prisoner, which features Dua Lipa, who is also going to be on this list. I'll get to her later. But yeah, when I saw that those two collabed, I was like, oh, okay, we have a hit. And that's what Prisoner is. It's a hit. I don't know why no one's talking about it, because like in my music library it's already platinum. That's all for Miley. I need to start it off because that album is still fresh in my mind. I still listen to it at least once a day. For the past few weeks it's been once a day. So yes, that album has made my 2020 a lot better. Another recently dropped album, let's talk about Positions. You guys already know what this is. If you saw my Positions review from like 2 months ago, then you would know that this right here, this album is gold. This right here, Ariana Grande's in her R&B bag with this album, and it made me feel so much better. Like my life was just so much like something changed when this album dropped. I think it was on Halloween. When this album dropped, something changed in the air. I felt something shift. And you know what? That's Ariana Grande's doing. I don't even need to talk about it because you guys can just watch my video on how excellent I think this album is. And I'll probably put that, like, I don't know, somewhere here. I don't know where that white thing is, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah, so the song that I would recommend if you have not listened to it already, if you have been living under a rock, and if you have not listened to it, here are a few songs that I recommend. So, Love Language should have been the name of the album, should have been the title track. I love the album, but the title of the album, Positions, made no sense to me. Love Language should have been the name of the album. It's a fantastic song. Please listen to it. Motive. I don't care what anyone says. Doja Cat, her verse on that song was excellent. People, I don't know what they're talking about. I loved her verse, and yeah, that's that. POV. I think everyone can kind of agree that POV is like at least top 3. And if it's not top 3 in your mind, I don't really know what to tell you there. It's kind of up there to me. It's up there to me. Another song that is in top 3 and it's not in 2 or 3 is Obvious. Look, I don't feel like no one really talks about this song enough, and then like people listen to it and they're just like, oh yeah, this is a hit, and then they forget about it the next second. Obvious is up there. Obvious is up there. She did what she had to do in that studio, you know, in the little booth area. She did it and she delivered it as usual. And yeah, stop sleeping on Obvious, please. Like those 4 songs, Love Language, Motive, Obvious, and POV, those are it. Let's move on to Jaguar by Victoria Monet. Let me just like explain my feelings towards this album because it's a lot. This album, Victoria Monet, you know, we all know her as like the fabulous producer that she is, you know, worked with nearly everyone, you know, she worked with Chloe and Halle on their album, works with Ariana Grande, you know, so everyone kind of knows who she is, but then like she dropped this and I was like, oh, so you're making a statement. This is a statement, like she's here to stay. This album is literally excellent. It's excellent. I'm gonna recommend you Ass Like That. Yes. How do I explain Ass Like That? It's literally, I don't know if I can explain any song on this album because you need to listen to it to understand what I'm talking about. I feel like explaining it with like the little vocabulary I have won't do it justice. Ass Like That and Dive. First time I listened to Dive, I was on like another spiritual plane. I was somewhere else that like I don't think I've ever gone before when I listen to a song. That song is like, it's honestly crack. Ass Like That and Dive are like top for me, I think. Please listen to it. Because here's the thing. I feel like a lot of people like hype up Victoria Monet but then don't actually check out her solo stuff. Like the songs that she puts out. Like everyone knows her as the producer and like they love like her production skills with music, but yet they don't give her solo stuff a chance. Please, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to be disappointed. You're not. Just give it a chance. Her voice is literally like butter, like it melt, like when you see butter melt on a skillet, that's what her voice sounds like. I don't know if that makes any sense, but in my head it does. So that's all that matters to me. Just listen to it. You'll understand once you listen to her album Jaguar. Next, we have the one and only Chloe and Halle, Ungodly Hour. So this album came out at the beginning of the summer, so we were still kind of trying to get through Corona without really knowing what the fuck was going on. We were still kind of in our depressed state of mind in the summer, not really because it was the summer and we all wanted to go outside and we couldn't do that. So you know what Chloe and Halle said? Here is the vaccine. Chloe and Halle said, here's your vaccine, here it is, you know, just take it. And you know what? I did, and I haven't regretted a day since. I swear I feel lighter on my feet. I feel a lot better. I feel like nothing can stop me. And you know what? That's because of Ungodly Hour. Their power is really immaculate. If you haven't listened to this album, what have you been doing for like the past, what, I don't know, 6-7 months? That's a rhetorical question. You shouldn't be able to answer that because you should be saying, I have been listening to Ungodly Hour since it came out. Okay, so yeah. Favorites that I recommend off of this album. Wonder What She Thinks of Me, because it's Grammy nominated. That's right. I have been a Wonder What She Thinks of Me enthusiast since it came out, but no one has ever, no, everyone sleeps on it until it got the Grammy. So now people are trying to like get on the wave. I'm just like, no. Wonder What She Thinks of Me is that song. It is Grammy nominated, so therefore at least give it a chance. You should at least give it that, right? Give it a chance. It's so good. And they just performed it for the first time live on like the Tiny Desk concert like a few weeks ago. Those girls are so talented. They're so talented. Rest of Your Life is another one that I recommend. If you're like into like indie rock kind of, then that's like for you. It's a feel-good song, but like it gets you in the mood. Like it's not fully rock, but like it's not pop and it's not R&B, despite what everyone wants these black artists that make pop music to be. It's not R&B. I'm so tired of that. Rest of Your Life is more of like a rock indie-ish song. It's really great. Everyone like sleeps on it, I feel like, and it's kind of disrespectful to me. I feel like the songs that I always love, people end up like side-eyeing, and I don't like that. So I'm telling you now to give it a try. Give the whole album a try, but especially Wonder What She Thinks of Me and Rest of Your Life. Those are great. And then also Forgive Me. You can't forget Forgive Me. Forgive Me is like that bad bitch anthem that you really need on the album, because here's the thing. Chloe and Halle's voices are so like smooth and they make you feel like you're floating in the air at some point. But then you get to Forgive Me and you're just like, oh. You remember that you're a bad bitch. And you know what? That's what that song is for. So yeah, what a phenomenal album. I listen to it. It's been like what, 7 months? I still listen to it. That's insane. I'm so glad it got nominated for a Grammy. If it wasn't gonna get nominated for a Grammy, they would have had me to deal with. The Grammy people, the Academy, they would have had me to deal with. So great. Let's move on. Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa. Look. This album dropped literally right when the pandemic happened, literally right when everything started to like fall apart is when the album dropped. So and like a lot of good music has come out since then. So people have been trying to discredit Dua Lipa's like greatness from this album. That's kind of disrespectful, because Future Nostalgia is that album. It didn't get nominated what, 6 times for the Grammys for nothing. Like I'm not here for the slander on Dua Lipa, so everyone needs to cut it. Physical. Don't Start Now. Let's just be real. It's the song of the year, record of the year. I don't care. Give it one. Give it at least one. I forgot which award it's nominated for. It deserves one or the other, you know? So I feel like everyone has heard Don't Start Now, so I'm not going to recommend that. I'm just saying. The songs I will recommend though: Physical, Cool, and Hallucinate. Let's get started, shall we? Because I feel like no one talks about Cool. If we weren't currently in a pansexual right now, I would be in my car blasting Cool from, well, no, not in my car. I'll be on a beach somewhere blasting Cool from like my speakers under my umbrella on a towel with the waves coming near. Like I can picture it in my head, and sadly that just won't happen this year. Next year, let's hope for the best. But yeah, Cool is that summer song. Her voice in it is so, like, I love when she goes in like her deeper register. It's so a different kind of talent. Hallucinate, I feel like no one was talking about Hallucinate. I feel like everyone was talking about Levitate, and I kind of overlook Levitate, even though I know that like people love that song. Hallucinate's where it's at. I wish I got a real video instead of like a cartoon animated video, but you know, we are living in this time period where, like, especially during that time when the video came out, no one was really doing music videos because of Rona. So I get it, but like I would like to see a remade version of that video if possible. And then Physical. Music video of the year. I feel like I should have gotten, did it get nominated for anything? I think I got nominated once at like an MTV award or something. That music video is flawless. Dua never really disappoints when it comes to videos, I think. Like, I can't remember a time when I watched a Dua Lipa music video and I was like not interested in some way. Like, she's always serving her music video, so I wasn't surprised. But then the song hit me. The song is what got me. I was like, oh, you're nostalgia baiting. But like, this is for like the baby boomers, I think. What was that song, Physical, in the 80s or whatever? That the girl who was in Grace, Olivia Newton, right? I don't know if that's her name, but you know, the Physical song, she kind of like nostalgia baited with that song from the 80s and puts a sample of that in this song. It hits. You should listen to the whole album, but yeah, those three are it for me. Those three are it. If you've already listened to Don't Start Now, which you probably have since it's like been everywhere for the past year, you already got a taste of what this album is, so why not just go listen to it. Next, ooh, we have X by the Driver Era. Okay, so this album did not come out this year. I think it came out last year, I think. It's by Ross Lynch and his brother Rocky. This album is excellent. I've been listening to it since the start of this year, and it hasn't disappointed me once. I think I'm kind of obsessed with it. Like, I haven't been listening to it much now, but while making this like list for the video, I re-listened to all of these albums and I was like, wow, this album is actually amazing. If you're into like indie kind of rock music, not kind of, it is rock music, if you're into that, you will love this album. I was gonna see them live this year, but you know what, life isn't fair, so I'm gonna have to like keep on like it's just gonna have to be played in my ears until I get to see these songs live. So the songs I'm gonna recommend so you can understand the experience I go through is Afterglow. Afterglow, you know, you feel like you're floating on a cloud. Like, seriously, you feel like you're being transported to a different dimension, like in your head though, like not physically, but in your head. You're on a cloud and you're just like somewhere else. I'm telling you right now, you won't be disappointed when you listen to it. It's it. So is Natural. When I first heard Natural, I think I lost my breath. I think I wasn't like actually prepared for it, which is why like I kind of choked. I always knew Ross Lynch and like his whole family's talented. I always knew that like they could sing, but holy cow, like listen to it. It's kind of, the bass in it will get you up and moving, but like not moving as in dancing, but like moving as in like sensual kind of. Like you feel different after listening to it. And then next, Give You What You Want. Give You What You Want is actually it might be the sexiest song on here, with Natural coming in second. This song is really, really good. Ross Lynch, he's in a loyal relationship, and I'm not a homewrecker, but Ross Lynch is like, he does things in here. So when I heard his voice on this song, I think I fell off my bed. First time I heard it, I think I fell off my bed. So that's all I really need to say. I don't it's a really great song. This whole album is phenomenal. I feel like no one gives them their credit. I feel like no one really knows about them, and they need more recognition. Everyone knows Ross Lynch, but yet no one knows of this group. Next, we have Ho, Why Is You Here by Flo Milli, my queen. This is my queen. This is my girl. So she dropped this mixtape in the middle of the summer, I think. If you haven't listened to it yet, if you don't even know who Flo Milli is, I don't really know what to tell you there. Just do your research. She's kind of phenomenal, kind of an excellent woman. Listen to the mixtape and then you will understand. I recommended this mixtape to people who like feel the need to like get up and have no motivation, or like who feel like being a bad bitch, or just in the mood to listen to music while they're angry, because some of these songs you listen to while you're angry and they get you angrier, but like in the best way possible. If you're in those kind of moods, I recommend this album, specifically May I think it's like the second to last song on the album, if not the last song. Like as soon as like those like drums or claps come in, I was like, okay, so we're getting up to twerk. We're moving our bodies. We are being aggressive. And we were. I was. So yeah, May I, it's yeah, it's a hit. It's a hit in my book. Next we have Weak. She called all of you men out. She does it with such ease. Like she doesn't even have to like try. The whole entire, like she's just like her every time she raps, I feel it in my soul. I feel like I can like relate, because especially with this song, she was like, y'all men ain't shit. Count my money for me. please. So yeah, Flo Milli is that girl. I suggest you listen to her because she's like up and coming, but I feel like everyone kind of knows who she is. I like to think so. Next, okay, this album, this soundtrack did not come out this year. I'm literally 5 years late. The Hamilton soundtrack, woohoo! You're probably like, what the fuck? Yes, the Hamilton soundtrack. Look, I did not think I was gonna become a Hamilton stan in 2020, but it's been a year for new things, you know, if like a year to try new things. I'm a Hamilton stan. I watch it on Disney Plus, and I've been obsessed with the soundtrack since then. Sue me, I've watched it like at least like 10 times since it's come out, but even that might not be true. It might be more. So the soundtrack, look, I don't need to tell you guys about this Hamilton soundtrack. I'm like 5 years late. If you don't know about it, then I don't know what to tell you. Go watch it. Go watch it on Disney Plus. Get the free trial. Watch it. It's worth it. Or listen to the soundtrack if you don't feel like actually watching it. But yeah, I'm kind of obsessed. You can literally ask anyone who has been around me or follows me on Twitter since this came out on Disney Plus. I've been obsessed. So I'm just gonna recommend it and then move on because y'all know what this is. So the songs, I'm gonna tell you to listen to it if you have not listened to it already, or you know what, my favorites. Satisfied. Yeah, Renee did what she had to do. I don't even need to talk about it. We all know. Next, Washington on Your Side. Come on now. My black men knew what they were doing. Next, we have The Room Where It Happens. Leslie, if you're watching this, hello. You killed it. But you always do. So what am I have nothing else to say. That is my favorite song on he every time you listen to it, it just hits. It's just 5 minutes of pure talent, like raw, pure talent. And then when you watch it, like the performance of it, it just adds something. It's crazy. Next, we have another soundtrack, but this one came out this year. The High School Musical, the musical, the series soundtrack. If y'all watched my video on High School Musical, the musical, the series, you will know that I'm obsessed with this soundtrack. Wondering and Born to Be Brave those are it. Or maybe Just for a Moment. Just for a Moment is also a hit, but I only put Wondering and Born to Be Brave because I know y'all might be a little skeptical of Disney soundtracks, but I don't know what to really tell you there. Wondering is it. Like I don't really need to say anything else. You won't get it unless you listen to it, especially like the piano version, because the piano version you really hear like the raw vocals. Please just give it a try. And then, you know, Born to Be Brave, it gets you out of your seat. It gets you feeling good. If you're in the mood to like dance, you're in the mood to sway, you're in the mood to clap and chant, it's really just an experience. It's an experience that you won't get unless you listen to it. This whole soundtrack is really phenomenal. The people that helped produce it and make it were on their A game. So yeah. Next, we have Good News by Megan Thee Stallion. So my girl, my wife, she just doesn't know it yet. Megan Thee Stallion, she dropped Good News. What has it been a month? It doesn't feel like it's been a month, but it might have. Time goes by so fast. She dropped this a month ago, and you know, a hit. You haters can say whatever you want, but she did the damn thing. I don't really care what anyone has to say. Megan Thee Stallion is that girl. Like, she is that bitch. She is the hot girl. I don't need to say anything else for y'all to just get it. And if you hate her, then take that, you know, sexism, misogyny somewhere else, because there's really no reason to really hate Megan Thee Stallion other than like you just hate black women. So bye. The songs I would recommend from this: What's New, Circles, Freaky Girl, and Outside. Yeah, those are it. She had a lot of collabs with the men on this album that I weren't really a fan of. The men kind of ruined the track. So I would recommend a lot more if like the featured artists that were on these tracks weren't on tracks, if that makes sense. But sadly, that's not the case. So I'm only gonna recommend 4. However, if you haven't listened to it yet, I really recommend the whole album. I just wish that like some of the featured artists were not on. Like, she could have easily held her own. I don't know why she had to, but you know, it's not about that. You know, she did what she had to do. She's that girl. Period. Next, Songs for You by Tinashe. This album didn't come out this year either, I think. It came out last year. This album, I think, came out in 2019, I think. I'm kind of late, I get it. I didn't listen to this album until like September, so sue me, but I wasn't able to get through like this last quarter of the year without this album in my clutches. I always knew that she was talented. I've always been a fan of Tinashe, but like a here and there fan. Like, I'm here for some music, I'm not here for others. And like, I don't know, this album kind of went under the radar for me. Like, I didn't hear anything about it. I saw the cover everywhere, but I thought that was just like a photo shoot she did. I didn't know that was a cover for an album. Whoops. So yeah, this album, like, her voice just takes me places. Her music in general takes me places. Tinashe can kind of do it all, and I'm waiting for people to like see that and understand it, to make sure that she's here to stay. Because for some reason people like look over Tinashe as if like she's not even here. She's been in the game for a long time now, and I really hope people see her at some point, because she's out here doing the damn thing by herself basically. Like, she's an independent artist, so the stuff that she's making is like really like raw, unfiltered. Like, she's just doing the damn thing, and everyone's kind of saying no thank you, disrespectful. So I'm gonna recommend the whole album. However, my favorite songs are Feelings, Hopscotch, and Remember When. Feelings is such an opener. It's like the greatest intro I think I've heard in an album, and then like Remember When is the best closer I've ever heard for an album. And then Hopscotch, I forget that Tinashe raps sometimes, so when I heard that, I was kind of like, I got a little confused. I was like, who is this? I didn't see any featured artists on the track, so I was like, oh, I forgot this girl is like multi-talented, of course. So, you know, Feelings, Remember When, and Hopscotch. Nothing more to say other than just listen to it. I'm not stressing this enough. This album got me through this last like quarter of 2020. Like, I've been listening to this album on repeat for 4 months. Listen to it. Next we have 2000 and Forever by Runway. Y'all should be scared. Y'all should be scared. Your fave should be scared, because Runway, she's not here to play. She dropped this, I think it's a mixtape. I don't know if it's an album or mixtape. She dropped this like, I think in September, and this has been on repeat in my playlist for 4 months, since September. Yeah, so she's like an up-and-coming artist. Not many people know about her, but y'all are gonna know about her if it's the last thing I do. If it's the last thing I do, y'all are gonna know Miss Bree Runway's name. Y'all gonna look through her discography. You guys are gonna know her. I'm gonna make sure of it. So listen to this whole entire mixtape, EP, album, whatever she wants to call it. I'm not really sure. It's not that long. I think it's only like 6 or 7 songs. The ones I would recommend are ATM and Rolls Royce, because those are crack. There is crack in those songs. I can't stress this enough. I've been listening to ATM for the longest. I think it's one of the first singles she dropped from the album before it came out. I've been listening to it like constant. Like, it's crack, I'm telling you. It's actually really bad. And then Rolls Royce, same situation. It's just crack. It's addicting. You guys should be scared. Rapper, dancer, singer. And her choreo hits too. Like, I'm not saying dancer then like she just like sways around the stage and like rocks back and forth. No, she's like, this girl's a dancer. Like, she's out here stunning on all of y'all. Y'all should really be scared. She's not coming to play with y'all. Yeah. Next, I'm excited. Okay, so next we have Sawayama by Sawayama. Let's get into it. This is probably my favorite album of 2020. If not my favorite, it's gonna be in my top 3, I think. This girl came out of nowhere. This woman came out of nowhere with this album, because I've never heard of her, I think, before this album. And then April comes around and everyone's talking about Sawayama, and I'm just like, what's going on? Because I'm very confused. And then I go on to Tidal, I listen to the album, and then I become obsessed for like 9-8 months straight. That's kind of crazy. I can't go a day without listening to this album. At least 1 or 2 songs from the album daily. It's bad. Like, it's really bad. There's no skip. This woman This woman is insane. Y'all should also be scared of Rena too, because she's out here. This album, one of the most versatile albums I think I've ever heard in my life. None of the songs sound alike. They all sound different. You have a little bit of everything. You have a little bit of indie, you have a little bit of rock, have a little bit of R&B, you have a little bit of pop, you have a little bit of voguing, a little, like it's just something else. This woman is crazy. You're gonna get it once you listen to the whole album. Like, you need to listen to it in full to understand, because she's taking you on a journey. Miss Rena, she's taking you on a journey. So first song, Excess. It's a hit. It's a classic. It's a pop hit. It's a classic. In her Britney bag, I know she got inspiration from Pussycat Dolls, but no, this is Britney. This is like totally Britney. Like, she's in her Britney bag with Excess. If you have not watched the video, you should. It's about capitalism, because my girl is a visionary. Yeah. Next, Comme des Garçons, Like the Boys. Basically, I listen to this when I'm getting ready to feel more confident about myself. You should too. Great. Next, Who's Gonna Save You Now? I need to listen to this live. I need to go to a concert and listen to this song live. If I don't, I might feel unfulfilled with my life. Because here's the thing, the album was going great, and then you get to this song, and you're just like, what the actual hell is going on? It sounds live, but it's not. So I need to listen to it live to get the full experience. The notes that she hits, we're in different areas. Like, you have to listen to it to understand, because I sound crazy. But yeah, that's Sawayama by Rena. Listen to it. Next, we have Black Neon by Kenny. If you don't know who Kenny is, she is Kenny JD, a YouTuber on YouTube. Yeah, she makes music. I don't know how many of y'all know that. If you're one of her subscribers, she has mentioned it before. She's making hits out here, and I feel like no one talks about it because everyone's like, ew, YouTuber music, because there's like some stigma around YouTuber music, because, you know, some people ruined it for others. She makes some good music. Like, if you're into like slow indie music, like that's what she makes, and it's kind of phenomenal. Like, this girl has talent. Like, I already knew, but Kenny JD, she has like the vocals, the production. I don't know who makes her beats. They do a great job, and she already came out with an EP last year that I was obsessed with. And when she said that she was dropping another one this year, I gagged. I was like, I'm ready for it. And she didn't disappoint me. So let me just recommend you a few songs. So we have Northern Lights. This song, you know, when you're feeling anxious or when you're in the mood to just like lay out and do nothing, I recommend this song. Northern Lights is an experience. You really will feel like you're on a cloud. Again, with the clouds, you are on a cloud floating through the air, doing nothing with your life. That's what the song makes you feel like. And then you it's kind of sad. The song's kind of sad, but it's also great at the same time. Like, it makes you feel things. I don't know how much that made sense, but again, you won't understand it until you listen to it. So next, Clarity. You know, like I said, she makes some mellow songs, you know, like it's a good EP for you to like zone out to and just like vibe. But then with Clarity, you get to Clarity and it's like you're up. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like one of those, it's a funky jam. Like, there's a little bit of bass, there's a little bit of like poppy kind of, but not like poppy. It's really funky. I recommend it. Yeah, Clarity and Northern Lights, those are it. Oh, and Echoes, but like Northern Lights and Clarity are the two to go. Yes. Next album I have is The Lion King, The Gift by Beyonce. The deluxe version of it came out this year because, you know, she released Black is King. With that came a few new additional songs and like revamped versions of songs. I've been listening to this album since it came out a year ago. I don't know why people slept on The Gift. I always loved it. I don't know about everyone else and what they were feeling, but I feel like everyone took some time to actually appreciate it once Black is King came out, which is great. A few of the songs I would recommend are Bigger, Power, and Brown Skin Girls, because if you're black, this soundtrack, this album makes you feel great. It makes you feel like you're on top of the world, and that's exactly what I needed this year, since it felt like everything and everyone was kind of bringing me down in some type of way. This album definitely helped, especially like after everything that happened in June. It was just really, it was a lot. So like this, I'm grateful for this album, like for real. I recommend the whole thing seriously, but like those 3 songs are it. Bigger, Power, and Brown Skin Girls. Next, we have Smile by Katy Perry. I don't know why we let Katy Perry down in some type of way. Like, she was on top of the world and then somehow she wasn't, and that makes me sad. Smile is a feel-good album. It's really just a feel-good album to help you through this pandemic that we're in. I feel like no one really gives it the credit it's due because it's Katy Perry. I don't know what happened. I don't know how she fell off. I don't know how we let her fall off, but it's actually kind of rude. It's kind of rude. I don't like that. So I'm just gonna leave this album here and let you guys like choose if you want to listen to it. So Not the End of the World is my favorite song. It's helped me a lot, you know, because sometimes I feel like everything's such a big deal when in reality it's not. But in the times we're living in, it feels like literally everything is just a big deal. So this song was really great. Also, Champagne Problems, it's a great song. It makes you feel nice. It makes you feel great, you know. All of these songs just put you in a better mood, and I feel like that's what the album was supposed to do, yet no one to listen to it. It's kind of sad. Like, every time I see like the sales for it and stuff, I get so sad because like, what are y'all doing? Probably nothing. So why don't you just listen to the album? Next songs I'm gonna recommend are the singles. Harley's in Hawaii and Daisies. Those are really good singles. I don't know where like it went wrong on the charts, but I like them. I thought they were really great singles, yet no one else does apparently, or no one even gave it a chance. This girl that basically made our childhoods great. You know, remember Teenage Dream, remember California Girls, remember Hot or Cold, remember I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. Y'all can't give this woman that basically made your childhood what it was a chance. That's sad. But yeah, listen to it. You're gonna feel in a much better mood once you listen to it. I promise. But if you're not into pop, then obviously this album is not for you because Katy makes pop music. Yeah. Next, we have Singular Act 1 and 2 by Sabrina Carpenter. So Act 1 came out, I think, a year ago. If not a year ago, then 2 years ago. I don't know when Singular Act 1 came out. I know that Act 2 came out this year. I'm pretty sure. You know what? I like Act 1 a lot better. However, the singles on Act 2 I like a lot better than the singles on Act 1. Does that make sense? Well, Act 1 has Sue Me, you know, a hit. It's classic. Playing it at weddings, graduations, funerals. It's an all-time hit. And I feel like people heard that song and then didn't check out anything else from Sabrina Carpenter, which is kind of disappointing considering she's out here constantly putting out quality music. I don't know, it doesn't sit right with my spirit, but we move on, I guess. We move on. Yeah, so Sue Me came out, and then with that also came Mona Lisa, another song off of Act 1 that I really loved. And I've listened to Act 1 a lot this year because it's just great. It's a great EP. Her voice is incredible. Like, no one ever talks about her voice. Like, she can actually really sing. I noticed it when she was on Disney Channel too. Like, her voice is like out of this world. I feel like you should give it a chance. Now for Act 2, I wasn't a big fan of Act 2. I like the songs off of Act 1 a lot more than I like the songs off of Act 2, but I like the singles on Act 2 a lot more. So let's talk about the singles. Exhale. This song has helped me through a lot. I'm a naturally anxious person. Like, I have really bad anxiety problems, right? So this song has helped me through a lot. I feel like I relate to the song more than any other song ever. So I listen to this when I'm like in the mood to just calm down. Sometimes I'll play it on repeat for like a straight hour, and then that'll help me get through my mind and thought process and just like my head because there's a lot going on up here. And this song helps a lot. Her voice is so calming. Like, it's something else. I'm telling you guys, you need to listen to it. Next song is Pushing 20. So Pushing 20 is like that grown song that makes you feel like you're getting older, and like with that, you know, you just don't want to be bothered anymore by people. That's literally what the lyrics say. So with that, it gets you in a better confident kind of mood, and like knowing your place in society and like what you want to do with your life, kind of, and like not being around toxic people. Just that, it's that kind of song. It's a feel good song. Sabrina Carpenter's music in general is like in my music library. Like it goes platinum in my music library. I don't know about anyone else, but this girl stays making hits, and I feel like someone should notice. She also dances, so, and she acts. I don't really know what more y'all want from her. I really don't. She's kind of the full package. Just saying. Next we have Chica. Okay, next we have Industry Games by Chica. This woman kind of came at me out of nowhere. The way I found her is kind of random. So Dylan O'Brien recommended her Tiny Desk concert on Twitter, and I follow Dylan O'Brien, so I watched it, and yeah, I'm glad. Chica's really talented, and she's up and coming. She's one of the newer artists, but she's already nominated for a Grammy. So Industry Games is a great first EP. She has the talent, and she's gonna make it far. Her raps are just like, they make you think. Like, they will literally have me sitting there thinking on my bed, like, wow. And she sings as well. Yeah, she's here to stay. A lot of people hate on her. I don't really know why. I know why. Black and plus size. But you know what? We move on, because y'all are really just, y'all don't want to let Black women win for shit. It's really annoying, but we move on. So yes, the songs I'm going to recommend on Industry Games is Crown and Industry Games. Yeah, Crown makes me just like want to get up and start like jamming and clapping. It makes me feel like I'm in a Black church, if that makes sense. If y'all know what that feeling is like, let me know, because like that's what Crown makes me feel like. Then the Industry Games, like that slow, mellow rap jam, like it's kind of like it's like it really makes you think. I'm telling you, her raps make you really think. For real. Industry Games is no different. Another one that I would recommend is probably like Balenciaga. Balenciaga's really good. First time I listened to it, I laughed because lyrics are kind of like funny to me. Yeah, just give her a chance. I feel like she has the talent. Nothing more to really say on that. She's out here, and she's been making music like since this EP, but this EP has been like the one thing I've consistently listened to from her throughout the year. So yeah. Next one I'm going to be talking about is Homecoming by Beyonce. We all know Beachella happened. We all know what happened. We all know what Homecoming is. I don't need to explain it. I'm not going to explain it. I have been listening to this live album pretty much since it came out, and like the pandemic wasn't gonna stop me. So yeah, there's something more to really say about this album. We all know Homecoming. I'm not gonna explain Homecoming. We all know what it is. So I'm just gonna talk about the songs that I've been listening to repeatedly, especially this year. I Care. Me personally, I don't think anything is touching I Care on that album. She did something else. She did something else on that performance. On that song in general, she did something else, but especially with that performance. In different areas. Next we have Soldier. The live performance of Soldier with Destiny's Child. My ears were awake. My ears were open and ready to consume all of the talent. Like I swear it's been playing on repeat. And then next I have I've Been On and Diva. I've Been On is just like it makes you feel good, and that's what I needed this year. If you haven't noticed, I need to feel good music. And then along with Diva comes like the dance break that I do with Beyonce, of course. Because if you don't do that dance break at the end, then I don't know. You're kind of weird. Yeah. Homecoming is kind of that album that I don't think I'll ever get tired of, ever. I think. Yeah, and that's the way I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it on Beyonce. If you've heard yelling or stuff, I'm sorry. My family is loud. Nothing I can really do about that, but it's the end of the video. So if you made it this far, you probably haven't cared. Tell me what music that has kept you entertained or like made your 2020 a little bit better. because this has been mine, and it's like a long list, but I'm pretty sure there's more, but like I couldn't fit it all on a list. I can't go a day without listening to music. Like, it is the thing that has kept me going throughout this year. Without music in general, I probably would go insane. So tell me if you feel the same way by listing music that you have listened to in the comments below. Yay. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to follow me on my social media, here it is. I interact most on Twitter, but you know, if you would like to follow me on my other socials to be nice, they'll be linked in the description below. Bye.